Very nice. How much can I? I think I like two seconds. There's a lot of fire. I see. My whole life. And probably just, it's like, oh my goodness, it's so good.
All right, well, welcome everybody. Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
You have to. All right, good morning, Lake Stevens Rotarians. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, thank you.
And now the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it the truth?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned? Will it feel good, will it?
fourth,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
fifth.
Is it fun? Bacon or
Bacon.
whatever.
Morning, John.
Wow.
Mr. President, thank you, James. Good morning, everyone. It's a cold morning, I'll tell you that. Eileen.
Yes. Today's quote is from Winston Churchill. Success is walking from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm.
Nice. If we can all.
Think about that one, just.
See, this nice out.
We got, don't see any guests unless I'm missing anybody. Our speaker canceled the last minute, so we have an amazing speaker today doing a classification talk. Kara is gonna tell us a little bit about herself. So thank you, Kara, for stepping up at the last second.
Notice how conservatively dressed she is today.
Yeah, she was about there putting her lipstick on. She was like, I gotta get it ready. Like, no, birthdays. We got a birthday today. Mr. Jim Steinrich is 35 years old.
I'm hearing about four.
That's super. Happy birthday.
Glad I'm old.
No spouse birthdays, no anniversaries. We have some Rotary anniversaries. Andy Hine today, 8 years. And then Anthony Hawley, 2 years, on Sunday, the 19th, so. Announcements, thanks everyone. Last week we, passed the hat for Kendra's family who lost their house in the fire. We raised $644 for them, so that was Venmo'd off. Had some communication with the family, lots of tears, lots of thank yous, so they're very grateful. So thanks for that. Yeah, well, that'll be a while. They get anything. Where we at here? Reminder, Bob, if you want to be on the bylaw or policy committee, reach out to Bob or myself or Gary. We can get a list going. And then remember, the blood drive is the 31st, right here.
And that sucks. That's a drain.
That's
You open the door.
a vampire joke for you. Let's do some reports here. Treasurer report.
Said we raised a lot of money for the fire victims and those families, so thank you for doing that. Lots of money's coming in for dues in Paul Harris. I really appreciate that. So I do have my Square reader, so if you want to pay by credit card, I am ready for you.
All right. Gary.
This is typical, well, one typical and one different. Next board meeting is February 12th at Sherwood at 5:30. The unusual one is I'm gonna, remark about the chamber is hosting a, how many night out on February 7th at the, food bank. It's $60 a person or $55 if you're a chamber member. And technically, since Lake Stevens is a member, anybody in this club should qualify for the reduced fare. So it's at 6 o'clock.
All right.
That is, it's very slow.
One thing that we talked about the last, came up last board meeting is we had pretty low attendance, so we're probably gonna start offering some kind of virtual attendance as well, which figure that out. That being said, Gary, I will be in lovely Brandon, South Dakota next board meeting, so.
On purpose.
Yeah, it's not on purpose, but work related. So, but it's only -10 degrees this week, so it's all right. So,
It's not Sunday.
yeah. So we'll work on that. Where we at here? Brian,
Got nothing.
and nothing. Eileen,
And just a quick follow-up since I missed the last meeting, flowers were delivered to Joyce. I will be sending out a card to KO because, apparently he's had surgery,
Yep.
so we'll take care of that. We're still in the process, Raquel and I are still in the process of locating a place to have the event for next year. I've reached out to Lake Connor Park. I haven't received any kind of response. So it might be Carlton Farms again, because we want to keep it within the community unless somebody else has another suggestion. Machias Meadows, and the mill. Machias Meadows is really similar to Carlton Farms, but they're more expensive. And the mill is not a great location and the parking is kind of a challenge. So at this point, I have to get with Raquel. I don't want to speak for her, but that's kind of where we're at as far as Parks and Cakes. We want to get the dates set sooner than later so that we're not scrambling. And if anybody knows anybody who needs a card or a pick-me-up, please email me and let me know and I will get that taken care of right away.
thanks. Let's see here. Let's find my place again. Rochelle's not here. Foundation, looks like Bob is not here. Interaction with Chris.
Yeah, so their projects seem to be going pretty well. Like the weekend school is going good, just kind of getting started. They're excited about that. I'm not sure who would be, but for weekend school. And they're starting to kind of do assessments on what kind of laptops they have there and moving forward with getting new ones and some internet issues. So they're working through that. And so they're gonna send out some invoices for people that do the student dream thing. So there's a $200 a year for a 3-year commitment. So that'll be kind of being asked around a little bit. And they are like an amazing group. And they're like have 300,000 in the bank, and their people are just donating left and right. So it's a real machine down there, and they're fixing the schools that are broken physically and putting furniture. So it's really amazing. And all the money that's flowing in. And then Peter Martin kind of is the president. He's going to be stepping down. So I think Catherine Rowe, this is weird. I can't remember her last name, but anyhow. So it's a going concern and it's really a lot of fun. So they're busy. And so they're trying to do a succession plan that's 3 to 5 to 10 years out, because as what they said, and it's probably true, they're like people my age or Jim's age.
Not bad.
At least you didn't use my.
Hello, Gary.
So they're gonna transition out, so they want a long plan, and they think they're getting to the point where 400,000 or whatever is a budget to maybe start hiring people to do things. So just if anybody in this group would be thinking about something like that, has some passion, some time, and loves spreadsheets, you're in. So that's it.
You got me so excited right there on the spreadsheet. So,
They're out there.
yeah.
I met them, yeah. I'm
All
like.
right, thanks. Membership, Kyle or Raquel are not here. Vocational, anything else, scholarships?
I'll just say that I'll reach out, anybody who wants to be a part of scholarships this year, reach out to the whole club. I'll reach out to the people who are on the committee first, make sure you wanna continue, and then put a call out to the whole club to see who wants to be a part of it.
And can I give a shameless self-promotion?
You sure can.
Please save the date, April 5th, Sherwood's Gala at
Okay.
Talayla. So
Okay.
tickets are $125 for, a table for $1,100. It should be up on our Facebook page now. So please come and thank you for those who are, willing to sponsor and support. We really appreciate you.
What time?
I think it starts at 5:30. Yeah, yes, the 5th.
Am I volunteering?
We probably,
Voluntold?
well, you, I did ask and you said yes, but that doesn't. Like, you know, that awkward like moment. And thank you, Lori, we do appreciate you, so, thank you.
Chris, you had a,
I just had one last thing. So, the students write letters in Spanish or whatever, and they send them into a person in that RI deal. And for the first time, they went into Chat GPT, and you take a picture of the letter, you send it to the Chat GPT, and bam, it comes back in English. Pretty amazing. And I said, maybe you should take that English one and put it in Spanish to see if it's the same. Who knows what it comes out with, right?
yeah,
So that's amazing.
especially if someone hacks it. and like,
Yeah.
Chris, he's such a jerk.
Yeah.
I don't.
I knew that already.
Thanks. Programs, Kendra.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say thanks for the donation to Ben and his family again, and I'm not such a blubbering mess this time, so it's probably more coherent. And also, I'm not sure why our speaker today had to reschedule. I got an email yesterday that they need to reschedule to next week. So it was kind of last minute. So I don't know if we want to have an older member do a classification talk. I don't believe we have any new members that need to do one. So,
Kara's gonna step up.
oh, who's that?
Kara.
Oh, right on. Very cool.
So which category is she in?
Old or new?
It's just right.
Thank you, Amy.
All right, thanks, Kendra. Public image, Rand.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
I think we have a meeting set for a week from Tuesday.
Is that the sunshine? What is that? Is that sunshine or is that?
Yeah, I'm in Palm Springs and I'm on a loaner computer, so I have no idea what my camera's doing, but I think I look better than normal.
It's a big red blob.
Right. So the prize goes to who can guess what part of my body that is. Go.
I can't say in this.
Paul already guessed.
It would not be beneficial to all concerned.
Yeah. All right, okay, well, thanks, Rand, James.
He's down there, Rand. I'm coming down to see you.
You ready for some happy bucks? Oh, sorry, you got fusty.
There you go. There he is. Yeah, it's your 2-year anniversary. of Rotary.
There
It
he
was a
is.
new computer. I still had the plastic in front of the camera.
We appreciate your honesty.
Alex.
Everybody have their raffle tickets?
Oh, yep.
What's our pot up to there, man, treasurer? Lori, what's our pot up to?
Oh, yeah.
My glasses on. $49.
Nice.
Mr. Mayor, would you do us the honor of taking the red ticket out, please, and reading the last 3 numbers?
If he wins, it's pretty.
557.
Yeah.
Something early, 557?
Right after.
Someone's late.
No, but normally we would think that.
If you are not present, you do not win.
I have a proxy ticket.
Someone's gotta be here.
Whoa.
What a gamble. Did you fill your ticket right before? Redraw, she said redraw.
I think I may have. We're not full of my tickets.
All right,
No, you just don't know that you.
we'll try the mayor again.
571.
Real quick, he came in late. Happy second Rotary anniversary. What's that? You gotta sing now.
I think that's a happy.
Oh, I'll Venmo.
Okay.
Not to be here.
But he's right, we have to sing.
You have to sing, what do you say?
We all are gonna sing.
Happy birthday,
Myself.
but it's not my birthday.
It's his birthday. No, I'm not gonna buy you, yes. All right,
Happy birthday to me.
there we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jane. Happy birthday to you.
74th time someone's done that for me.
So we're
All right.
we're nothing new. Yeah.
We're nothing. Everybody has their badge. Badge.
I'm worried.
My
little box.
I'm there. See yours. Okay. It's fine at home.
Oh, yeah.
Good, good.
And everything.
We don't know if it's lost,
Oh.
but
It
it's
is
not been
misplaced.
found.
There's a gift. Okay. Right, you have yours? And last in? Oh, Eddie over there. Oh, I don't know. Is that you? Okay. You snuck in, a few of us didn't even notice. All right.
I hope someone goes to it. I've been busy.
And don't forget to let's support our speaker today, but let's start.
So this is both fine and, well, kind of that. Our daughter goes to school in Missoula and she was driving back to Missoula last week and unfortunately got a car accident.
Oh.
And she spun a couple different times in ice. She's okay, but the car's totaled, so.
So it did its job.
It did its job, it absolutely did its job, and that's good. So unfortunately, for that, I mean, the good thing is that she's safe, the bad thing is now my husband has to drive over this weekend to replace the car and deal with all the insurance and everything, so. But happy bucks because she's okay.
Yeah.
And she got the schools in.
She did, yeah, she was actually only about 20 minutes outside
Oh,
of
good.
Missoula, yeah, so she called her friend. Yeah,
Nice.
that's scary to get a call when your daughter's 7 hours and 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time it's something like this has happened to us. It is,
Safe driving for Jason too.
exactly.
Birthday was. Yeah, I got some happy bucks. Don and I head to Hawaii on Monday for 11 days on Oahu and Kauai. The second thing is, last night, at North Cove Park, there was a woman who drove into the lake. And, what's cool about that, that wasn't cool, but what's cool was that there was a Good Samaritan that jumped in on top of the car, and then one of our firefighters lived up the hill, and he came down, and they rescued her, and then the car went totally in the water. So, you know, it's a combination of, you know, a firefighter doing what he should be doing, but he was off duty, but he did it anyway. And a Good Samaritan who happened to see it, so. Those of you who are supportive of the Red Cross Real Heroes Breakfast, Ryan and I have already talked about making sure that that incident and those people get put in, because that's what it's about. Pulling together as a community and saving something.
And a firefighter isn't just a firefighter, he's a regular.
Happen to have it here at home.
Al-
His name's Alex Fackin, great young, relatively young firefighter. Pretty good.
And to go along with that, I mean with Public Works this morning, because that's twice
Twice
in like
now.
9 months.
Yeah.
We've got to figure out why that's happening.
It's really odd last night because she had to drive, like the road, Main Street was closed last night. So to do that, she had to be very search. I'm not sure how she did it.
Well, yeah, we don't know why she did. We're trying to.
But we're gonna look and see if we can get some visible barriers or something, rumble strips, something that says you're about ready to go to the lake.
Yeah, the last one is more of a true accident where the car slid. But still, it was.
Where did it go in?
Boat launch, right on the boat launch.
What
Yeah.
did you, I'm sorry, what did you say? Her car slipped in?
Previous one.
I don't know, it's typical, we're not sure exactly what happened, and I just found out about it this morning myself, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Mayor, could you put up sensors there and if a car is approaching and not going the right way, instant barriers pop up?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I was just thinking maybe a text message goes out so we can all run down.
Yeah, I mean,
And watch.
Idiot, you're an idiot.
I mean, we could,
I know,
with
this-
those, that would be
Yeah.
really expensive. Yeah.
Then you'd have to get the Army Corps and all that.
Yeah.
And there are people that put boats in.
Yeah.
See, that's why the sensor would tell them.
Yeah, we'll figure something.
Jim, do you have any updates with Kevin and the team that went down to the LA area?
They're still down there, they've been working, they were working 36-hour shifts, which I couldn't be able to just stay awake for
Like,
6 hours.
right.
So they dropped them down, way down to 24-hour shifts now, but they'll be back relatively soon, they don't send them down for a long period of time.
18 days. They have to give 18-day guarantee.
18,
Oh,
so they're about close to coming back.
They're a week. They left last Friday, I think.
A week.
Yeah. Thursday, Friday, so.
There's 5,000 firefighters down there. Really around the world, there's.
I saw a post about all the firefighters in Thanksgiving when everything is Snohomish County. Fire rescue was the first one, the first to post Snohomish County. I'll put the first picture on. I was like.
There's a rumor, I don't know if it's kind of true, I think that Chris Pratt invited all the Snohomish County firefighters to his Malibu house. Next year, so it's a lot of time to do that, but.
I need to, advise that.
Advice, you need to be the advisor.
Advisory committee.
Yeah.
I need to go there.
Just happy to be here. Happy it's Friday.
Don't have his Friday, I'll be down in Palm Springs, maybe Ram will be there and I'll look him up, so happy everything. I love coming here and looking at
Why are you looking at me?
That's what.
Everybody's talking about going places, I'm scheduled to go to Seward, Alaska, but not till June. Yes.
Yeah, a little warmer.
How are you? Back to you. Hey, you're good, because you missed your Brian part.
I'm sure I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it.
Today's Friday.
But Carl was curious.
I'm gonna apologize to everybody that I could make coffee today, but I promise you I'll make coffee next week. Because we just had our new coffee pot delivered just a few minutes ago.
It looks like there's coffee in the pot.
I
apologize.
You're right.
Could come with coffee in it. That's right.
Good morning.
Last
You're
week I
here,
told you
that's
that, our little, grandson Alex was turning 13 and he had turned it on January 6th. But the party was last Saturday. And my oldest granddaughter living in Tucson now, her mom and dad flew her in. They made the decision Thursday night, called me and said, "Can you pick her up tomorrow at 7 o'clock?" Love going to CPAC at 7 o'clock at night. And we didn't tell the parents, we didn't tell anybody she was coming. And Alex was at the door when we drove up. And I wished I could have had my camera. And the look on his face, he was so excited. This is a granddaughter that he just really loves. And she's paid a lot of attention to him, so he wouldn't let her out of his sight for the whole party. It was fun, good time. Good.
I am going to start working on a new project for the food bank for a fundraiser. And it's gonna happen in December.
And I've got some committee members sitting here in this room. So I'm excited. It's just in the infancy stages,
Good deal.
lots to plan.
Pick a date, let us know.
Good morning. I am happy that I'm here and sad, my son is going back to college on Sunday, so. I'm headed back to
Sad that he's going back to college.
Yeah, he's going back to Wyoming on Sunday. You'll miss it.
Your food bill will go down then.
True story right there. I'm telling you, that boy is 6'3", 240 pounds, and he
Pete's.
eats everything. Which is good, because you don't have any leftovers.
But
But
you don't have any leftovers.
exactly.
Hi, when did you get here?
I just rolled out of bed. Thank you. I apologize. I not only will pay a fine for being late, but for also being the steward of a coffee pot that was not here on time. So I can speak. I apologize. Yeah, I've had a very busy week. And I'm shocked that I actually slept till 7:30 because I've been up at 3, 4 in the morning all week. So yeah, a little shocked that I slept in that late, but I'm glad I'm here. Rolled out of bed and
Good.
rounded the lake as quickly as possible
There you go.
without going into it, apparently like.
Without
Well, we're
coffee.
glad you're here.
Mr. President.
Happy Friday. I did a thing where I told my daughter I would volunteer twice a month on Fridays to watch one of my new little grandbabies, so
Oh,
I apologize. I'm leaving here about 8:25 to
You
go.
sound heartbroken.
Yeah. Granddad duties.
Granddad duties.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're gonna come to you online. Rand?
I'm happy I'm in the sun. That's about all I have to say.
All right, we'll bring it back with you.
Oh, gosh, I got it.
And Kendra? It's not on fire. That's good.
Oh,
Kendra, there's you.
I'm just happy it's Friday and happy to have good people in my life.
Awesome, good deal. All right.
We got Happy Bucks. This week, our church launched something called Alpha at the Creator Zone, which is like for people that have questions about faith, or you're not sure, you just want that environment to be able to say whatever you want. That's what this environment is. We have dinner together, we bring in dinner, no cost. And then we watch a video, and then we just discussion, no answers, but allow people to ask those questions they otherwise don't ask. If anybody's interested, it's 6:30 on Tuesday nights for the next 10 weeks. It'll make the most sense if somebody comes the first 2 days. So if you, or even somebody you know is on the precipice around faith and wants to know more, and our Trail Life Troop is busting the seams. We've got 70 boys. I just had 12 of our older boys show up, which is what I'm gonna transition out of Troop Master next year and just focus on the older boys going into school and telling stories about what we've done to get more older boys connected. So anyway, so super excited.
Nice.
It's Friday, I've been feeling pretty crappy, so I've been on the mend. Being sick is no fun.
It's not. Had 3 drivers call out at the last minute. Yes, back here. We had to scramble.
And I'm excited about our game.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to that.
Just a couple happy bucks. I consider this the productive time of the year, and although it's busy and chaotic and lots going on, it really sets up the conditions that the rest of the year, good things are happening.
I have a few happy bucks. My son performed last night with North Lake Middle School Jazz Band, and it was a fabulous performance, and he's really relaxing and like moving around and dancing, and it was really fun. I am diagnosed with shingles. It's not contagious, but it's kind of terrible, but it got me up and into the lake this morning, which felt amazing. And I also want to talk about Martin Luther King Day on Monday. The YMCA of Snohomish County, every branch is doing a day on, not a day off. So opportunity to serve our community in lots of different ways. You can go on their website and see what's being offered. One of the campuses is helping the food bank, another is helping the animal shelters. So there's lots of ways to give in our community, and the YMCA is, I love that they're always a leader in that. And I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you. Are there any slots for donating for blood? in a couple weeks?
Yes, thank you. There are still lots of slots available for donors for blood.
Good.
Yeah.
Where do you access that?
Sorry, you can just go to American Red Cross blood donation, and then they'll say what's the nearest, visit our zip code and we'll pop right. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, pass that along to you.
Bruce, happy it's Friday and happy I got my truck back from the shop. It wasn't a good. Sorry, the guy didn't want to come out and actually look at the truck with me. That sent me through the roof. I'm like, okay, I walk out and thinking he's behind me. He's not, and I'm like, he's gotta be coming. So I'm looking at the repairs, still not coming. I'm like, hey, dude, come on here, Warren, look at this, make sure everything works. Because I looked on their website, like somebody complained their window didn't go up and down and little stuff. And he was just, man, that just sent me through the roof. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That just took chapped my ass. I mean, that was last night, and I'm still hot about it. So, anyway.
Put him on.
That's okay, you get more.
List.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hot one.
Here's another thing. Yes, here's another thing that's funny. So I'm driving down the road with my wife car and she goes, dude, one of your lights is wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean? And no offense, this is my wife trying to explain to me, one of my lights is wrong. So I pull over, I'm already hot from dealing with this and get out, stomp around the front. I look at it and I'm like,
What's wrong?
one of the lights is brighter than the other. So I'm lit up, right? So I'm driving home. I'm just in my mind, I'm cussing and everything. And my son calls and I'm like,
Fun.
"Hey, can you believe this?" He goes, yeah, I can believe it, Dad. It's a factory light versus the LED light that you had probably installed at some time. So the factory light is a halogen, not an LED. And I'm like,
Yeah, but they should have addressed that. They should
well,
have
so
noted.
so I had to apologize in my mind. I didn't, because honestly, I was gonna send a text because the guy texts all the time. I was gonna send a text one. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. But I agree. He should have at least said, hey, just so you know.
Yes.
But I was lit up. It was so bad. And then I was like, then I felt like crap because I got so mad over something that wasn't. You know?
What else?
The issue I have is they lied. So they told me truck's ready to go. All we're waiting for is the bottom valance on the bumper. Okay, so my wife went over to get something out of the truck. The whole front end's off the truck. The truck's not ready. And then they text me again. Truck's all together. We're just still waiting on this balance. Wait a minute, you've had the truck for 3 weeks. You told me you ordered the parts the second day.
Why are we so?
Why are we waiting?
Where did you go?
Caliber Collision. And
Noted.
it was in Everett because the other one frustrated me. Don't go to Caliber. Their communication's great, but they don't tell you the truth. Life is frustrating.
Well, to follow up on Happy Bucks.
Get happy. We had an intermission with pissed off in the house.
I'm happy though.
That's our new, we're gonna do Angry Bucks.
Brand dollars. Yeah. That's therapy, it's cheaper.
All right, well, it's happy to be here. I hope you get your truck fixed. And maybe announced it last week, but I just looked on Club Runner and it's been 10 years now. Maybe you announced it last week when I wasn't here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Yeah, happy to be here. Had a fun birthday celebration with Derek and Christina. We both have birthdays in January. We get to watch the twins this coming Monday, so I totally get it. They're like, "Oh, we can do that stuff." I'm like, yeah. And I'm happy to hear Karen talk today. All right.
Good deal.
All
Do
right.
you have any rant bugs?
No, I think that was taken care of. That was.
Don't try to shove it in.
I think
Sounds
you're
right,
right.
to me. I'll take care of that for us.
Even when you're happy, you talk about that kind of shit.
It's the Texas thing.
Sorry I missed last week. I was on my way into here. We got shorthanded at work, so I went in and covered some stuff, so looking forward to Car's presentation this morning. Do you have any happy books?
Well, this is because I'm too lazy to go back out to the car and get my name tag, but I'm Lori.
Well.
And I really wish I had some I could brand.
Just make something up. That's even fun.
You know what? I'm really not okay with, you know what I'm really not okay with is having Happy Bucks and someone ranting.
There we go.
We gotta separate them, we gotta have a different segment.
I'll keep that in mind for you.
Yeah. All right, thank you, everybody. All right, well, thanks again to Kara, who miraculously saved bailed our speaker out, so without further ado, we had to clear off the.
So apparently you didn't take my advice and go to the right collision,
Nope.
caliber collision
Cause I had an issue there too, so.
at Snohomish.
Mhm.
So it was after my husband left.
The front desk lady.
Oh, that was his last pain that he was trying to
Yeah.
help with. So my husband works for Caliber Collision.
Which one?
He is now running the Monroe shop.
Oh, good.
So he was running Snohomish for a while, got it all, working and.
Much better than the ever shop.
Yeah, that's their next stop, honestly. So he went to Snohomish, fixed it all up, and it was the front desk person that he was just having trouble with. She just doesn't have the customer service or the,
What was funny,
yeah.
to tag on that, my wife was like, you should have taken it to Monroe. They have a work truck that's in Monroe, getting fixed, and Monroe's been fantastic.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Next time.
What do you
Yeah.
cover, Brian?
Way to go, Brian. Good save.
Yeah, I planned this. I knew she was gonna talk, so I knew I could say something.
Set it up.
Just send them in.
He's still renting.
He doesn't talk.
We got time. I've got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe he should stop. Just kidding. Hello, everybody. I am Cara Turner. You wanted me to talk about why I joined Rotary first?
Sure, okay.
So, Eileen was the reason I found out about Rotary. So 44 years old, had no idea Rotary existed. I told my family and they're like, what's Rotary? And I'm like, we really got to get our name out there, figure out how to tell people Rotary is here. What do we do? Why do we exist? And thank you, Eileen, for doing that first time that I met her and told me she was going to stop me. Loved it. But it's really been an eye opener to find out what's going on in our community. And that's why I joined, because I got in this position at Banner Bank. I work for Banner Bank, I'm a business banker. And I got the position in July. And then I was like, okay, how am I gonna start building my business? How am I gonna start building my portfolio, meeting clients, networking, this and that? So I went to Lake Stevens Chamber. They don't have a Banner Bank in Lake Stevens, but I'm like, I'm not gonna forsake my own community just because there's no financial center here, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay, how do I do that? So I went to the first chamber meeting at the Buzz-In that I kind of found on websites and stuff. And then Eileen was there and told me about Rotary, told me about some other groups, things like that. So I came to Rotary and I never left, so. You guys are a phenomenal group of people and it's a whole new world, literally, for me. And so finding out, what's going on in the community, how can we serve? I went to the Halloween thing and it was so fun just to see all the little kids' faces. And they didn't even care if they didn't get candy or anything. They just wanted to play the games. And so that was so great. Well, let's see, what do you want to know about me?
About your family.
My family, I have a husband and 2 kids. I know I talk about my son a lot, my poor daughter. She's still home. She went to college for 1 semester, came back. She's doing some acting and filming for a TV show right now. So that'll come out this year, hopefully. And I know, right? Yeah, and she just got signed with an agency. Yeah, they're doing great. He is leaving on Sunday to go back to Wyoming, and this is kind of his semester that he's gonna go back and walk onto the football team, so he's really nervous about that, and so any prayers you thought good vibe would be great. But I know he's gonna make it, but he's still nervous. But yeah, being started as a business banker, that's really been a passion of mine, and I've been trying to break in that field for 5 years. So somebody finally gave me a chance and working on a few things and making sure, coming through with intentionality. Yes, ma'am.
What do you do for fun?
Oh,
I don't think people know.
they don't know what I do for fun. Probably the biggest, most adventurous, we dirt bike ride. Blue family, so Yamahas, except mine's pink. That's my husband actually broke it all down, painted it and did a whole sticker kit. It's all pink and white. So I ride the Pink Lady. He's got, White Lightning. My son has the Gray Thunder and my daughter's just blue. Yamaha. So. But yeah, we go dirt bike riding, we go down to,
Place with the dirt.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
Like this.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
dirt and
yes,
the.
and the
And then they put the motorcycles on, yeah,
We
on
go
the-
to the
The Pink Lady, like, remember?
people remember, yeah, people recognize me with the pink bike now, but it's down out past, Bremerton. Tahuya.
Tahuya, yeah.
Thought maybe you hit your head too many times.
Yeah, you know,
Feel cheap in there.
I also used to play football. That's what,
Oh.
what we said, yeah,
Oh.
so I used to play tackle football, full contact flag. Football is what they call it, so, Lake Stevens has a team, you guys didn't know that.
Valkyries.
The Valkyries, yes. So if you guys have a chance to support them, that would be great, they do it every year, so the moms of the Lake Stevens youth teams get together, make a team, and all the moms of other youth organizations make a team. And then we play each other very physically. Really awesome to watch. These women get out there and just get out of their comfort zones or into their comfort zones.
Get out your frustration.
Yes, yes, and we raise money for, or they raise money for all the scholarship kids that want to play football but can't because it's, you know, custom to be in the program and stuff, so.
What field do you play?
Lake Stevens High School field.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
Who do you play against? Other.
Other moms of other leagues, so like Marysville, Tahoma Mamas, Arlington, they're the Eagles, I don't remember what they call their mom's team, but yeah. We're the
A little bit
Valkyries.
about your background, where you grew up, where you came from, what's the.
I was born at home in Colorado, and I didn't have a name for 2 weeks. So that's a pretty cool story. So Kara is Greek for means the source of joy. And, my dad got it from the Greek word kata, which is why it has the H in it. So thank you.
So why didn't you have a name for 2 weeks?
Because he wanted to make sure he found the right name. I was born at home, so it didn't require anything being recorded. My birth certificate says August 18th, 1980, issued December 24th, 1997. Very interesting. Yeah. I didn't have birth certificate till I was 17 and I needed a driver's license. So, I had to fight through that, but. I always tell people I grew up in the backseat of my dad's truck because we drove from Colorado. I was probably 6 months old when we moved. We moved to Missouri. My little sister was born, and then we moved up to Alaska. So I've lived in Alaska, which is some of the, I have a little very light scarring right here that you can see if I don't have makeup on, a frostbite when we were up there. And that's actually my very first memory, is walking, we were hiking up in the snow and everything, and my dad could tell that we were starting to get, my little sister and I were starting to get frostbite. And so he had me wrapped in his coat, and all of a sudden we get to this place and everybody stops, oh, all these wow things, and I'm like, and so you didn't disobey my dad, you just didn't, you just, like, he's like, in the coat, stay in the coat. And everybody's making this big gesture, and I was like, how do you see you? And so I just very carefully went like this out of my dad's coat. I remember this, and this is literally my first memory. I was probably 3.5, 4 years old. And I'm like peeking, and it was I can still see it. It's the most gorgeous, huge, just undisturbed prairie of snow. And behind it, all around it, is like the trees, and it's just, it was literally picture perfect. And that's my very first memory. And then we drove down through all the states, lived in Virginia, lived in Florida, lived in Texas, and then settled in California. So, grew up in the backseat of my dad's truck. And he still owned that truck till I was an adult. It's crazy, but yeah.
When did you come to Lake Stevens?
We came to Lake Stevens in 2009. My son was 4. We decided we didn't want to raise our kids in Lancaster, California. We used to call it the armpit of California. It was just, it was just going downhill fast, and so we were like, we don't wanna raise our kids here, so, I worked for, Countrywide Home Loans that got merged into Bank of America, and so when we moved up here, I was able to kind of transfer and get a new job at the bank up here, Bank of America. So, my brother-in-law lived up here, moved in with him, and then, found a house to rent and moved 5 times in 2.5 years. Moving down to a science.
Because you grew up in the back of your dad's truck.
Exactly, it did help,
Second nature.
it did help, yeah, yeah.
Let us know when you're moving again, we'll help.
No, yeah. No, unless it's to retire and drive around in a fifth wheel or a camper or something, wherever my kids go, so. That's the next step. But yeah.
What about your wall art?
Thank you. Yes, so my wall art is cool 3D signs. I think you guys have all seen some signs. Some of you have some signs. So it's fun. That's kind of what we do. It's passion on the side is we figured out how to make these wooden signs, paint them, light them, backlit. So if you go to cool3dsigns.com, you can see kind of what we do. And I brought some in and lit them up. So it's fun. It's more of a passion now than a necessity that it was when we started, so that's nice. So we'll be doing some shows this next summer and see what we can do with it.
They're super cool. She did one for my son, that's the, what's the head again, the Punisher?
Punisher skull.
It's white with a flag coming down with the USN, the Navy.
Nice.
On it.
Yeah.
Looks so cool.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's cool,
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
I got the Simply Blessed one for my wife.
Yeah.
But you can get the whole collection.
You can. Yeah. So, one cool thing I think nobody knows about me is I used to live, when I was growing up, lived on a farm it was like a self-sustaining farm. For about a year, where we didn't have any electricity or running water, and it was just us and the 5 kids and mom and dad.
So was your dad running from Warren?
Right.
What was going on?
No, it's your brain works like
That's
that.
just where, I would think that's
I
right.
think you're
asking.
Were you?
Former cop.
Like,
Drug
no,
dealer.
my dad was
Don't
military.
disobey him.
Yeah, don't disobey him. No, so, my dad was in the Navy, he was a Navy SEAL in Vietnam, and he wanted his family unit. And he would work throughout the winter, we'd rent a place, he'd work as a bodyman or painter at a body shop, or anything like that, earn the money, whatever we needed. We go buy supplies, we drive out into the wilderness, and all of this happened before I was 8, that's when my mom left my dad, and so all of this happened before I was 8. But we would drive out and we would hike and walk into the wilderness and we camped for the summer. The whole summer.
Wow.
And it was fun.
It's amazing.
Kind of like a survivalist.
I know, yeah, so it was an interesting and lots of memories and, teaches you a lot about family, siblings and, my kids are growing up, I'm like, trust me. This 2 you've got right here, that's all you've got, so get along, figure it out. So,
That's cool.
but yeah, we lived on a farm, self-sustaining, and my mom would make a candle in the morning. And at night, we would light the candle, have dinner, when the candle burnt out, we went to bed. The things that you learn how to. So, but yeah. Do a lot of that for fun, we do a lot of stuff around the house and spending time with the family and kids, and making sure they know they.
Do you still like camping?
Love camping.
Is your dad still moving around?
No, he settled finally in Maine and then,
I thought you were asking if he was alive.
well.
No, not really.
No, so he settled finally, right? So he always said that Mother Nature was out to get him. And he could tell you story after story, leaving a port, leaving a this, leaving a that, there's a volcano, there was a tornado, there was a hurricane, just like, he goes, Mother Nature's out to get me. So he never settled down just because that was his nature. He just wanted to be constantly moving and constantly just something new. So new things for me don't bother me, which is great. And then he finally settled down in Maine. My brother bought him a house. He never owned a house. The truck was the only thing he ever owned. Never had a payment on it, anything like that. He always told my husband, don't ever buy anything. But finally settled down. And then he started his own little nursing. He was a registered nurse, and he'd go around to the different prisons in the area and administer medicine and, help the everybody there, and he was on his way to work one day and, on his motorcycle that he loved, finally got a motorcycle, finally got a house, like, and then he settled down and then he hit a moose and passed away.
Mother
And then
Nature was out there.
Brother, like a month later, I'm like, oh my gosh, Dad always said Mother Nature was out to get him, and I was like, what do you think a moose is?
Yeah.
So there you go. But blessings, because he would not have done good getting old. It just, yeah, it wouldn't have been good, so. But yeah,
Wow.
count your blessings where you can. You never know when people are gonna be around.
Mono still around?
Yes, she is, in Montana with my brother and my sister.
What year did that happen with your dad, Karen?
Son was 2-ish, so 06.
So it's been a while.
07, yeah, 08, yeah. But I saw him just the year before, well, actually a few months before that, so. Yeah,
Thank you for sharing.
Good memories, good memory.
great memories. Sorry I didn't have something more.
Well, we're glad to have
That's
her
exciting.
look, Cara.
Yeah.
Okay, any interactions?
Good job.
Anybody got anything else to?
Where are you going?
I'm going to Arlington, to baby duty.
We're getting you out in time.
Yeah. So I will adjourn the meeting, but feel free to hang out, chat. But if not, if there's
Hey,
nothing else,
Brian?
yeah.
Hey, Lori, give us an update on your dad, how your dad's doing, huh? We missed it.
Good, good. You're asking about how, how often he gets out.
Yeah.
So, a huge thank to Chris, because Chris will pick him up on, one Saturday, go to Gee Whiz.
Yep.
And then there's, some deacons in his church that will pick him up and take him to church on Sundays. And then, he and I go to lunch on Tuesdays, so he's getting out a little bit, so that's good, but.
How's the Tesla?
I drive the Tesla on Tuesdays. He goes on saying that the car's gonna be able to take him wherever he wants to go, and I'm like, no, it won't. So, nope. So, but he's doing good, he's not having dementia per se, but he gets confused about things. My sister was out visiting and she and I went to the fabric store because you can never have too much fabric. And when we got back, he was really upset. He was worried that we got trapped by the fire. So, we had spent a lot of time trying to get him, but that's way far away. But,
How old is he now?
99.
99. And
He's living by himself and doing fine. I mean, I keep on wanting to protect him, but he's doing exactly what he wants. It's good.
So Lauren, until he got to the point where he couldn't do Rotary Lawn, he had 57 years,
That sounds about right.
57 years of perfect.
I haven't had one yet.
I mean. He's the godfather.
He was very involved with amateur radio, ham radio as well. And just the other day in the mail came a pin and the certificate for 50 years.
Wow.
With
Nice.
amateur radio. So,
Because he did some training with, new people, right?
yeah, so amateur radio is really important during disasters. We just during our big storm, right, that the internet was down, our Verizon tower was down. But if we had ham radio, we could still communicate. And so that's what they really are involved in, is being prepared for a disaster. Yeah.
Anybody in here, a radio operator?
My husband is.
Oh, yeah? Okay.